Okay, so I've taught you how to sync two tracks so their tempos are matched, and I've also shown you how to line up the beats using the sync buttons so that they are beat matched. In this lesson, I'll show you how to tempo match two tracks without the use of sync. This is called manual beat mixing, and it's useful because it gives you greater control over your mix, plus it's also fun to do. Manual beat mixing is still an important skill that all DJs must learn because later on you're bound to encounter situations where hitting the sync button may not be enough in order to get you a smooth tempo matched mix. Plus, it's also a bit more fun to do all of the matching and mixing on your own. Think it's tough? Well, it's easier than you think. Let's get stuck in. Throughout this course, we've been mixing songs using sync to automatically match the tempos and line up the beats. In this video, I'll show you how to tempo match and line up the beats of two tracks manually. But before that, we need to do two things. First, we need to disable Virtual DJ's Auto BPM Match feature, which automatically syncs the tempo or matches the tempo. And second, we need to disable scratch mode so we can use the jog wheels to line up the beats. So let's start by disabling the Auto BPM Match feature. Go to the settings window by clicking on the gear cog here, and then go to options. And then here in the search bar, type Auto BPM, and you're gonna find Auto BPM Match over here. At the moment, it's set to Smart. That means that it'll automatically match the tempo of a track that you load with one that's currently playing. And since we want to do the tempo matching manually, let's set this to No. There we are. Now click on Audio and click on the Apply button over here. This will apply the change in the setting, and then we can go ahead and close the settings window. Okay, so now let's go back and load our two sample tracks over here. Left deck. And this one on the right. So deck 1 is at 120 BPM and deck 2 is at 124 BPM. If you noticed, Virtual DJ didn't automatically match your tempos because we changed the Auto BPM Match setting. Okay, so how do we match your tempos without using the sync button? Well, that's what the pitch faders over here are for. The pitch faders let you speed up or slow down a track. Moving it up slows it down, and moving it down speeds it up. And the cool thing is you can see the speed changing in real time in the tempo window of the deck. For example, let me just move this over onto a busier portion of the tune. Over here in deck 1, you can see that if I move the pitch fader up, it'll slow down the tempo, as you can see in the BPM window. And at the same time, the waveform also expands. Conversely, if we speed it up, tempo goes higher and the waveform condenses. So again, you can see the speed changing in real time via the tempo window. So that makes it really, really handy, especially if you are going to be lining up the beats, as we'll be doing later on in this lesson. Okay, so let's just move back to the very beginning of this tune. There we are. Okay, great. So we've disabled the Auto BPM Match feature already, and then now it's time to disable scratch mode. This means that when we grab the jog wheels while a track is playing, we are able to speed up or slow down a track by spinning the jog wheels instead of stopping the playback and doing scratch sounds. Let me show you what I mean. At the moment, scratch is enabled. You can see that the lights are on. So here's what happens when I move the jog wheel on a track that's currently playing. Grab the jog and move it around. So playback stops, and also I am able to make those scratch sounds. Now that's cool, but it doesn't allow us to nudge the tempo of the track faster or slower. To do that, we have to disable scratch mode. Let's do that now. Press the scratch button so that it turns off. And now let's try playing the track again and moving the jog. Gonna move it clockwise. Notice how the track continues to play even if I hold down on the jog and I moved it that way. I can spin it anti-clockwise if I want to nudge it slower, like so. That's why we need to disable scratch mode. To line up the beats of two songs, we need to be able to make small adjustments to the tempo of a track, either by temporarily speeding it up, like this, or slowing it down, like this. Okay, cool. So we've disabled scratch on deck 1. Let's disable it on deck 2 as well. I'm going to press the scratch button over here. That's disabled. And now we can use the jog wheels to speed up or slow down the deck. Okay, great. Now let's try beat mixing these two songs. Deck 1 is at 120.34 BPM. And then I'm going to try to match its tempo over here on deck 2. I'm going to try to get it almost in the range of around 120.30 or 120.40. Somewhere in between those, that's okay. 0.10 or 0.05 difference in tempo won't make such a huge difference. So let's try that right now. I'm going to hit play. And then I'm going to adjust the tempo. Slow this down. Here we are, around 120.37 is fine. I'm going to use the 4-bar count trick before I press play on deck 2, and then I'm going to mix this song in. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to line up the beats using the jog wheel a little bit just so it catches up. Now I can hear in my headphones that they're lining up really well, and also I can see the waveform over here that they are on top of each other. So now I can just bring the next track in, lower the bass just for a smoother blend. And then I can slowly roll the bass back in while I move the crossfader over to the right. So there you go. That's all there is to it. Virtual DJ makes manual beat matching easy because you can see the tempos of the songs even as you adjust them by using the pitch faders. Plus, you can also line up the beats using the jog wheels, and you can even see those beats themselves via the waveform display over in the software. So I want you to go and take two songs from your DJ library and practice beat matching and tempo matching and beat mixing using the pitch faders as well as the jog wheels. Okay, now if you want to go back to mixing with the auto BPM match feature enabled, let's say you don't want to fiddle around with the pitch faders and you don't want to do any manual beat matching using the jog wheels, let's just go back to the default setting. All you need to do is press the scratch buttons again for both decks. Make sure they're enabled. There you go. And then you go back to Virtual DJ settings, go to options, and then type in auto BPM over in the search field and change it from no to smart. Go back to audio, hit apply, and presto, you are back to the default setting. That's all there is to it. Virtual DJ makes manual beat mixing easy because you can see the tempos of the songs even as you adjust them using the pitch faders, and then you can simply get them matched, and then you line up the beats after using the jog wheels with scratch mode disabled. In the next lesson, we'll take a look at the effects that you can trigger in Virtual DJ using the Party Mix's performance pads, so I'll see you then.